How's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little cheeky match reaction for you, this time for the Man United vs Wolves game in the FA Cup third round that's just finished 1-0 to United. Come on, my son, get in there! Have some of that, Wolves. We just made a freaking wolfskin coat out of them. No, in reality, it was a difficult game for us, and Wolves played their part. And, at times of the game, they were the better team tonight. United were quite frustrating, especially in that first half. Really lackluster. Couldn't get at them, couldn't cut them open. No creative spark whatsoever. Come on, what do we have to do to convince this Woodward prick that we need to sign Bruno Fernandes or a top-quality, bloody creative midfielder? There's no spark, there's no engine in that centre of the park there for United. Matic done an alright job today. Fred's done an okay job today. They don't really give you anything going forward. They can't seem to unlock a defence. In front of them, we need to get some sort of a quality player who's able to do that. I think this game even highlighted that even further. Wolves sat back, of course. United couldn't get at them, couldn't really barely create any chances in the first half at all. And they just hit us on the counter-attack and very nearly caused us all sorts of freaking problems out there today. So although we've got the win, I obviously am really happy that we got the win, buzzing about it. But the actual performance I thought from United today was quite worrying and really did lack everything going forward. If not for that amazing bit of clinical finishing by little magician Juan Mata. Close to the end of the game there, or around about the 67th minute, whatever it was, then United would have really struggled to get anything from this game. Juan Mata, brilliant performance from him again today. In fact, he was pretty much the only player that I actually even remember being up there on the top of the pitch for United. Most of the time, it's like we just didn't seem to have anybody up there. Greenwood was playing in that game, by the way. Mason Greenwood, 18 years of age, had an amazing breakout season for United, but I completely forgot he was even playing anywhere near the football pitch tonight. It really didn't even... it didn't register with me that he was still actually on the pitch when he got substituted off. So it was just like he was completely frozen out of the game. Anthony Martial up top there, same sort of thing for him. He was completely frozen out of the game, really. We just couldn't get anything to them. The interplay in and around Wolves' backline just wasn't working in terms of unlocking them and breaking them open. We couldn't do it to save our lives today. So that was a big worry. Dan James had a shot on goal and worked ruddy, but other than that, it was quite a quiet performance from him too. So in terms of going forward, the team really didn't have a lot to offer at all until we made a couple of substitutions in the second half and brought Rashford on, who's gone off injured, by the way. Calamity, man! Freaking gastastic, man! Hopefully it's just a precaution and we taken him off then. It's nothing serious. But imagine losing Rashford right now. It'd be just a calamity. We've got Liverpool coming up at the weekend. He's been our informed forward player up top there. He's second in the Premier League goal scoring charts right now behind Vardy with 14 league goals from a wide position at 21 years of age, man. But hopefully he's not out injured. That was what I would like to take from this game. Otherwise, it's quite a negative game in the end. To lose out and lose Rashford from this game in the game against Liverpool would be a nightmare. So there you go. But anyway, I just want to say thanks to everybody that's stopping by on the live stream tonight for the post-match show. Get in there. United win 1-0. Do the pig a favour. If you are tuned into this post-match reaction, smash a cheeky little like on it. Please do get your thoughts and opinions in the comment section as we go along also. But let me break down the team performance a little bit more for you individually. Overall, actually, it just, like I say, we didn't have that creativity in the midfield. We were getting bypassed a lot of the time as well by Wolves on the counter so very quickly, running through the heart of our defence at times, getting it in wide positions, whipping balls in. They caused us a lot of problems today, and I think a lot of it is from the lack of quality we got in midfield. Although fair play to Matic and Fred, they've done an alright job. But I don't think any of them are worldies, let's be real now. Frankenstein's monster Matic certainly ain't. Though recently he has looked good. The last few games he's done alright, to be fair, but the electricity's wearing off. You can only recharge that guy once every month or so. You've got to stick 10,000 volts up his jack T, and then he's alright for a while, but then, like an old Apple iPhone that's, a few years old, the battery just starts to die quicker and quicker. That's what's going on with Matic, but either way, done alright today, what can you say? The real standout performers to me in this game tonight are, first of all, 19-year-old Brandon Williams, who for me, again, is Manchester United's man of the match. I think that's like 3 games in a row I've given the man of the match to Brandon Williams. It's his 4th consecutive start in all competitions for United. I think Luke Shaw's got a bit of an injury at the moment, but in my eyes, he's truly dislodged Luke Shaw from this United team. Solskjaer's done a great job giving him his opportunity and bringing him along, but Brandon Williams has taken this opportunity with both freaking hands and one of his feet as well at the same time. He's really making the most of this. He's such a United player. The way that he fights out there, the passion he has. He had that little bust up with Neto today, getting in his face, man. I love to see that. He's got a little bit of a streak to him, does he? But also just the quality of him. There's a couple of moments today, if you were watching the watch along with me today, you know what I'm talking about, where he's mopped up at the back for United. He's absolutely mopped up at the back for United a couple of those times. And, defensively, positioning-wise, the way he reads the game, he's just got it. Attacking-wise, some of the killer passes he's made today, some of the little through balls, some of the long balls, the range of passing, he's got it all, man, and he's 19 and just burst on the scene, man. I mean, it doesn't get any better from my point of view to find a player like Brandon Williams. A true United player, mentality-wise, professionalism-wise, quality-wise, every single way. To me, Brandon Williams is a star, future star for United, England, every single way. Today was man of the match again. That's 3 man of the matches in the row that I've had to give this 19-year-old lad who's just broke into the team. What can you say? Amazing find, amazing player. Long may it continue. Loving Brandon Williams. There you go. That's what I'd just like to make my main point, is that I'm just so happy with Brandon Williams' performance today. He's easily my man of the match. Secondary player out there that I really enjoyed watching play is Juan Mata. I think he was the only player up there that really did anything for United throughout, especially that first 45 minutes of the game, and that cool as a cucumber finish. I mean, let's just be very clear about this. We were frozen out of the game. We didn't have really that many good opportunities. We had some shots on goal, wayward shots on goal. We couldn't really craft any really clear-cut opportunities. We got one clear-cut opportunity in that second half after Ollie's made some substitutions. Juan Mata gets played through. I can't remember who it was who played the ball through. Mcguire's mopped up at the back, played a long ball over. Somebody's knocked it onto Mata through the heart of Wolves' defence. And Juan Mata has one opportunity here to take the opportunity, be clinical and stick it away. And what does he do? He runs one-on-one at Ruddy and he absolutely dinks it with a lovely little bit of Spanish class. Over the keeper into the back of the net and gives United the victory. I mean, that was a great moment. Great moment for Juan Mata. He deserves it. He's actually been really good recently. He had a lot of criticism earlier on in the season. I gave him some as well, and I'm a big fan of Juan Mata. Anybody that's been watching this channel for years knows that I'm always supporting Juan Mata. But a few months ago, I was like, do you know what? It's got to the point now where he's just not doing it consistently for us. He's one of the many underperforming players, and it's just no good. But he has come and he's revitalised himself the last few weeks. He really, really has. Some of the quality of the play that he's been displaying out there for United creatively. He also capping off for, that move tonight for United, getting on the score sheet. He was the brightest of United's forward players, I think, up there tonight, which isn't saying much because most of them were just completely out of the game. It was like freaking Frozen out there, let her go, let him go, whatever the fuck the lyrics are, I don't know. It's a kid's film. Any people out there that know, shame on you. But anyway, let it go, isn't it? Yeah, that's what he needed to do tonight. Because we were frozen out there, we just couldn't let it go. We couldn't let the ball go, we couldn't unlock them. And most of the forward players really struggled tonight. Like I say, Greenwood was practically non-existent out there tonight. Martial was too. It was worrying. It was a little bit worrying, but we made the changes, and after that we did manage to get the breakthrough goal, and from then on Wolves did pressure us a little bit. They made it difficult for us. I'm very concerned about our backline in general. Another clean sheet tonight, though. You've got to be happy with that. I think Williams has really shorn things up. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka had a good, solid game tonight. Just a little bit frustrated with Aaron Wan-Bissaka going forward, but obviously not defensively. I think defensively he's just an absolute bloody human spider, this man. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. That is literally Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's all over the gaff. He's got like 8 limbs, that man. He's like an octopusy out there. But either way, I thought Williams was the best defender of United tonight. But Wan-Bissaka was solid, out of position a couple of times. Not that great going forward. Just can't seem to beat the first defender with his crosses. can't seem to find that half a yard today at all to get a ball into the box. And I think that is the one criticism of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, is his ability with the final product and to get forward and whip balls in. Not to say that he can't do it, we've seen him do it recently, but I just don't think that's his best attribute. Whereas, say, Brandon Williams, I think, has a more intelligent range of passing, has a better execution of passing, and is very, very solid defensively as well and reads it fantastically. But Aaron Wan-Bissaka, more to me, should be the really solid defensive-minded wing-back and allow Brandon Williams to be maybe the flying wing-back out of the two. I know you want that from both players at times, but I think he just gives you more in that area. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in tonight, by the way, for the positive win. We got the win. Watford in the next round. We're in the FA Cup fourth round Beckers on the way to Wembley. Come on, let's get a bit of positivity on the channel and for United at the moment. We beat Norwich the other day. We've won tonight. We've beaten Wolves. We've redeemed ourselves a little bit, if you like, for some of the performances against them recently. It's been a long time since we've beaten Wolves. They've been a thorn in our side. Nuno tonight was on the receiving end of a 1-0 drubbing. But it was nice to get the victory. So get in there, my son. Do the pig a favour. Smash a cheeky little like on it. If you're watching this right now or later or whenever, or if you're imagining it, just smash a cheeky little like on it to help the pig out and see if we can get up the old search rankings a little bit. So thank you very much for tuning in live as well. Get your thoughts and opinions in. I'm just going to give a quick player ratings. I know some people do like to listen to what sort of ratings I give the players out there, and I'll just run through it very, very quickly, and then we'll get into your comments and stuff. So just hang around. But player ratings wise, I'm going to give Sergio Romero a good solid 7. Made some very, very key saves at times. Read it very well for us. Good sweeper keeper as well, because what Wolves were trying to do is cause problems by our defence by just whipping long balls over the top, because they know maybe Lindelof's vulnerable from that, who I thought he did a good job today actually. But sweeper keeper Sergio Romero mopping things up at the back there. Good job from him today. Maybe even a 7.5 actually. Always dependable. David De Gea, little bit error prone recently. It's nice to know we've got Sergio Romero there to call on. Let's go to the centre-backs then. Harry Mcguire, good solid game from him. Had a hand in the goal for United as well, where he's got his head up and played a really good forward pass, which has ultimately led to the goal. Matters had to cap it off, but I think that was, good influence by Mcguire tonight, something we haven't seen a lot of. Yeah, it's frustrating he's not getting that massive slab on corners, and we still can't score from corners and stuff like that, but it was a solid performance tonight from Harry Mcguire. I'm going to give him a 7. Victor Lindelof, solid performance, couple of little moments here and there, but nothing bad at all. 6.5 from me. Not bad, solid, happy with that. Brandon Williams, my man of the match, left back, he gets a 9 out of 10 from me again. I mean, what more can you do as a I suppose in the last game I gave him a 9, and he did win the penalty for us, which also got us a goal. There was no assist or anything for tonight from him. I just think his general all-round play, how defensively sound he was, how good he was in transition from defence to attack, getting forward, ripping down that left-hand side, overlapping, getting balls in. I'm going to give him a 9. I am. I know that's a high number for a 1-0 game against Wolves where he hasn't got an assist or scored or anything like that. But I just thought he was that good today, that much clearly above everyone else in terms of performance. So I'd give him that. The other side, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I thought he's done a solid job today. Good defensively, give him a 7. The two midfielders, I thought Matic has actually done a reasonable job today. They're passing it sideways a lot. He's not the most influential of players, but he was quite solid today. Nice to have a big Serbian slab like him as well for set pieces and stuff. Going to give him a 6.5. Fred, I thought he had a moment earlier on the first half which was ruled out by VAR, but Wolves had the ball in the back of the net, and that all started from a Fred calamity where he's just misjudged a pass and smashed it into Matic, and it's rebounded to them and they stuck it in the back of the net. Ruled out for a foul on Harry Mcguire though, but that's got to factor into it. I'll probably give Fred a 6 out of 10. I thought generally though, some of the forward passes he played were good. I enjoyed, some of the moments of the game from Fred, but again, I did notice that we were just lacking any sort of real midfield stability there. They were very easy to get forward from defending into attack against us. The counter-attack from Wolves tonight was so difficult to deal with all the time. So that's why the midfield's going to get that. In front of them, I mean, look, I don't want to be too critical, but I have to just give the ratings that I see out there. Juan Mata, to me, I think he's looked like the best forward player we had out there today, and of course he capped off that great opportunity with the goal. So I've got to give him an 8. I've got to give him an 8 for the match-winning goal. But it wasn't like a sparkling performance, but I just thought he was the better of the forward players tonight. tonight. Greenwood, to me, I mean, it's the first low rating I'm going to give Greenwood in the United shirt. I'm just going to give him a 5, and that's just a completely, like, you know, just a completely non-event 5. Like, he didn't do anything bad, he didn't do anything good, I just didn't see him out there. So I'm going to give him a 5. Same goes for Anthony Martial. I'll give him a, you know, maybe a 5.5 because I saw him at least once. But other than that, they were just frozen out the game. So, you know, it's hard to give any of these players higher ratings than that. Dan James worked the keeper. One of the other sort of players that you saw a little bit of and was lively in that first half, but I'll give him a 6. So there you go. That's my player ratings. If you guys agree, do let me know. If you don't, do let me know. The Saint comments 39 likes. Smash a like on it for the pig. Smash a like on it for United's victory tonight. Do the pig a favour. If you're tuning in, there's over 100 of you legends right now. Smash a cheeky little like on this video and get your thoughts and opinions in, because we are going to delve into the comment section now, and I'll stick around for a little while. MT comments, Romero clean sheet and great hair, 10. Fair play to him. He does have fantastic hair, you know, he really does. He's quite a good looking bastard, actually, to be fair, in a sort of strange way. But Sergio Romero, why would I even say that? But Sergio Romero, of course, Argentina's international, great secondary goalkeeper to call on. Who knows, if things go the way they're going for David and he keeps making mistakes, maybe you could be seeing a bit more from Romero. But he seems happy at the club, he seems a great professional, he's always happy to work really hard and play very hard for United when he's out there. He did a really good job tonight mopping things up at the back for us. I just really like him. I think he's a great professional. You don't often get second string players who seem as committed and as dedicated and as professional as Sergio Romero seems. You know, often they throw their toys out the pram, they want to be playing regularly, and maybe that's a knock on Sergio Romero's character in one way. Maybe he doesn't have the same level of ambition as some of these other players where they want to be playing week in, week out for a big team and challenging and all that stuff, even if it's for a lower team. But I think he's happy to be part of the setup at the moment. It works for him. He's getting a fair amount of games. It's not like you don't hear from Sergio Romero for months on end. He's playing cup games, he's playing Europa League games, he's playing all sorts of games. So it's almost like we've got this great goalkeeper who's just as good in a lot of ways as the main goalkeeper, but he sort of deputises for him, and that's how it is, really. Illy United to smash a like. Come on, thank you very much, Illy United. The Saint comments, Greenwood terrible. I mean, you know, he just really wasn't involved in the game whatsoever. It's very frustrating, the lack of creativity from United in that final third yet again. When a team plays with a low block or lots of players behind and they try to sit back and counter, we really struggle to break teams down. I'm just glad that we didn't concede early on. I'm glad that we were able to keep them out and we were able to get that final goal in the end. But yeah, absolutely, you know, Greenwood just didn't play. It was a non-event from Greenwood, which is a bit of a worry. But I would say it would really help these players. It would help Martial, it would help Greenwood if there was a Bruno Fernandes type player to actually unlock the defence, to play those killer passes, to play it all in and around, to be the playmaker for us in that position. We're lacking that. That's what we're lacking mostly. Okay, the movement, you can argue, wasn't great from those players up there. But if you've got 2 banks of 4 from the opposition team sitting deep, I mean, you know, it's difficult to break them down. You need really quality technicians who can just play those fractions and just create something out of nothing almost. Illy United says Greenwood today was not good, yet not a great performance from him. The least said about that, the better. Juice comments, Martial gave assist 5.5. Well, do you know what? You may have heard me say earlier on in the video, and obviously I was doing the watch-along commentary for the game. You may have heard that I just literally do not know who the bloody, who the person who made the assist was for the goal. I couldn't see it on the screen that I was watching it on, and I never did find out. So now you've told me that, I'm going to upgrade it to a 6, Juice said. You know, new evidence has presented itself to me here, and I will make an amendment there. So Martial gets a 6 if he played that final pass. It was an easy, it was off. That's the only thing you should have done though in that instance, but he still played it, so fair play, got an assist. Wicked. Alex Rincon comments, Aaron Wan-Bissaka completed 66% of our entire team's tackles today. What an animal! Crikey, I didn't realise that was the case. But yeah, I mean, like we were saying about earlier on, he's so defensively sound. It's not really about going forward for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's just so unbelievably solid at the back there. That defending is definitely his forte, and that's all we really want from Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And if you're telling me he committed 66% of the overall team's tackles today, I mean, that is a ridiculous stat, isn't it? I wasn't even aware of that. I mean, I know he was solid defensively today, but crikey. Well, thank you, Juice said. Much appreciated. Well found 111 comments. I think it's slightly harsh to be overly critical of Greenwood and Martial as the game didn't really suit them tonight. I have every confidence that Greenwood will continue to be a great player for United. Great comment there, and I fully agree. Like, we don't have the creative catalyst in the centre of the park to get these players away, to feed these players. You know, if you feed those players, they will score, in my opinion, you know. Feed them and they will score, but we're not feeding them. And Woodward needs to sign Bruno Fernandes right now. Solskjaer, we need to get these players through the door. The owners need to spend the money. I don't know what this is falling down on, these negotiations. It's obvious. He wants to come. The club, Sporting, they want the money. We want the player. We're desperate for the player. We need the player, but we still haven't got the player. It's the 15th of Jan now. It is quite unbelievable, really. I don't know what's going on. Bureaucracy, friggin', you know, but it is ridiculous how we've not signed any players yet in this January window. As soon as we do get a creative spark, you're going to see players like Greenwood, you're going to see players like Martial. Martial in particular, if you've got somebody that can find him a lot more often than we are right now, you're going to see a big difference in him. So I think that's a very, very fair comment there. Great comment. Patrick Quinn comments, Man United winning on my birthday. Can't ask for much more than that. I'm happy we move on to the Scousers. Bring it on. Absolutely. Scousers at the weekend through the next round of the FA Cup. Get in there, Patrick. Happy birthday to you too as well, Patrick. Happy birthday to you. No. But happy birthday, Patrick Quinn. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you've had a good one, my friend. Pablo James Jones comments, Pig, I know Romero didn't have much to do, but do you think it's time to give him more chances? Well, look, Romero's been as solid as ever. You know, he's never really put a foot wrong. You got to rate him. Great professional, as I've talked about earlier on this video. Argentina international, top quality keeper. Most teams around world football would be happy to have a goalie like Sergio Romero as their number one. So the fact we've got him as our number two, if you like, or a second goalkeeper, you know, we have got great depth in that one position. It's probably the only one position we've actually got great depth in right now, which is the goalkeeper position. But surely, yeah, David De Gea, if he keeps making mistakes, if he keeps flapping at things and looking like the inexperienced player he was when he first came over, then yeah, I'd be more than happy to give Sergio Romero the nod. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I think they have their roles at the club and they will stick to them. I think it would be a very big blow to David De Gea to be removed from this team in favour of Sergio Romero. I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got the bollocks to do that right now, to be fair. But it's possible. Viraj Palmer comments, Juan Mata is the greatest player in the Premier League. Crikey, that's a bit much there, but I mean, he has been a great player in the Premier League over the last season. You know, if you're looking at the 2 seasons he had at Chelsea, where he got Player of the Year for them both years, one of the best players in the league. Never really quite replicated it for United, but still, I've always rated him. Always think he's one of our technically gifted, most intelligent players. So yeah, I mean, I fully agree. I think he's a brilliant player. It's just about getting him to do it consistently now. Alex Rudd comments, happy birthday, Mr. President. Thank you, Alex Rudd, for moderating the watch along and being in here also. Top man from New York City. Matt Rush comments, Brandon is superb. Yeah, Brandon Williams, just another special shout out to Brandon Williams. I thought he was absolute boss out there tonight. I mean, Rincon's told me that Wan-Bissaka's had 66% of the tackles, but I mean, I wouldn't have known it because I'm sure he done a good few out there tonight as well. And also going forward, also the range of passing, the ability to get from defending to attack. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Brandon Williams. He really is. Already looks like the complete sort of left back for me. I know we've only seen about 10 games from him, but he's already better than Luke Shaw. He's already right up there in terms of looking like some of the best prospects in world football for a left back. Surely he is. I mean, surely Gareth Southgate should be looking at him for the Euros. If he continues in this vein, obviously anything can happen, but there's 5-6 months left until that tournament. It's like, crikey, I mean, he really should be looking at Brandon Williams at left back. We've got a great option there. Fantastic player, Luke Shaw, see you later on, pal. Sorry, Luke Shaw, see you later on, son. Nah, I've heard it all before, son. Put down the pies, get on the treadmill, sort yourself out, go and sign for West Ham or something, son. No, in all honesty, like, Luke Shaw, if he wants to stay around and be a backup or utility player for us, then fair play to him. But like I was saying, I think Williams is just completely taken him over in terms of pecking order. I think he's way ahead of him already. Looks a complete finished article already. And he's not. He's nowhere near that. He's 19. Think how good he'll be in a few years. He's still going to make errors. He's still going to have odd performances here and there which are nowhere near good enough. I'm sure of that. It happens to every young player. But from what we've seen of these 10 games or so, and certainly the last 4 that he's played consecutively in all competitions, is that he is a damn good player. He is ready to step up. He fights hard out there. He has the passion. He has the self-motivation. You can see that out there by how he fights with his heart on his sleeve for United, fights for the shirt, and challenges for every single 50-50, and challenges for every single ball. I just love the passion from him. I love the display of football and technique out there. I think he's a great defender. And going forward, Derek Jason comments, Brandon is dragging Shaw out of United. A true red. What a kid. There you go. It's about the mentality with me. Nothing on Luke Shaw. There's been times for United in the past where he's been one of our performers. There really has. But in terms of mentality, character, in terms of motivation sometimes, why is he a little bit overweight? Do you know what I mean? If you were playing for United, you were a pro, would you have that extra plate of pasta or that extra freaking profiter roll or whatever? Or would you be, no, let's get 100% fit, proper performance for the games? I think I think you need to have that mentality in this day and age. There's no room for gazzers and people like that so much in this day and age. I'm not saying Luke Shaw's a gazzer, but what I'm just saying is, you shouldn't be an ounce overweight if you're a professional player for United. You should be taking it very, very seriously. And I just think that that's where he falls down a little bit. He's not quite as motivated as some of the other players around him. Maybe this will give him something to fight for because, maybe there wasn't the competition in the team for him. JP comments, Luke Shaw never rated him. There's been times where he's looked good. Before he got that leg break, he was looking like he was developing very, very well. But yeah, some people love Luke Shaw. I've never seen it either, to be honest. I've always been quite dissatisfied with what I've seen out there, or just satisfied. I've never really been blown away. I've never been really talking about Luke Shaw like I'm talking about Brandon Williams right now, I don't think. The Saint says Romero plays out the back, commanding his box and a shot stopper. Absolutely, sweeper keeper tonight for United was brilliant. When you think that, I think that that's one thing that Ollie got right with Romero and Romero got right, his judgment tonight, those balls over the top, sweeper keeper, sweeping up everything. He did brilliantly well. Diddley Squat comments, we should try to swap out David De Gea and get to Stegen or Donnarumma. Fair play. We've already got Romero. Well, Romero's the top keeper, to be fair, from what we've seen. I don't think the goalkeeper position is where we're lacking. That's the depth. That's the area with the depth. It's the midfield that's lacking. Let's get the midfield sorted out before we worry about that. But look, if De Gea isn't going to work out for United, he keeps making errors and a big bid comes in from Spain like it was all speculated about for years, then, it wouldn't be the biggest loss. It's not the biggest loss for us at the moment. Last year, if you'd asked me that, I'd have said, we need him, he's the big... But he's just gone out of form a little bit for a long time now. Not quite the same. Alex Rudd comments, didn't George Best drink before games? Yeah, lots of professionals did, even as recently as the 90s. Like, I read Tony Adams' autobiography, and to be fair, he was an alcoholic too. But he was like necking vodka. He was like necking like a freaking little bottle of vodkas and stuff before games out there. FA Cup finals, he's necking a bottle of vodka before the game. Shite like that. So it's a different day and age. But of course, it's all about, there's no questioning Tony Adams' mentality or his motivation when he's out there on the pitch. He was obviously a great leader and a great hard-fought player. So there you go. Naeem's red cam comments, the hate on Dan James is disgusting. What hate is there on Dan James? I haven't seen any hate on Dan James. I thought he'd done an all-right performance today. He had one good opportunity, forced a good save by Ruddy. It was generally quiet from all of the forward players. I wouldn't put any emphasis on Dan James at all. But maybe you're talking about something else. Maybe you're talking about something else from like the Wolves crowd or something that I haven't heard about. iPoddy says, when is the Pig and the Hen sex tape being released? That's never being released, my friend. Mostly because there isn't one that exists, mate. You've got to sort yourself out. Some of the stuff you come out of iPoddy24, I'm starting to question you, son. I really am. No, look, everybody, thanks very much for joining me tonight on the live post-match show. There's over 125 of you legends tuned in right now. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'll stick around for a couple more minutes. But please do the pig a favour if you are tuned in live right now. Please smash a like on this video. Let's see if we can get this close to 100 likes before we end in a few minutes' time. So if you've not chucked a like on it just yet, please do. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Click the little bell icon as well to be notified when we post anything on this channel, and then you'll get a notification on whatever device you want. And so please go ahead and do that. Hugo Hatherley, thank you very much, Hugo, for commenting here with your positive positivity, mate. He says, keep the streams coming, Pig. Thank you very much, Hugo. HH, you just need another H, and then we can call you Triple H. I'm going to call you Double H on the channel from now on, Hugo. Thanks for tuning in, Double H. Cameron Ketch comments, good show, Pig. Hope Rashi is okay. See you next time. Thank you, Cameron. Thank you for reminding me of that. I'm not sure if I touched on it earlier on, but Rashford came on for a little cameo, and he did go off injured, or we did make a change. I think I did talk about it, so hopefully a precaution, but he didn't look too comfortable out there. There seems to be some sort of a twinge or an issue. Not good timing for us at all. He's our most informed forward player up there, banging in the goals, second in the goal-scoring charts in the Premier League, doing the business. And now he's potentially going to be out for a little while, maybe out of the Liverpool game that weekend. It's a nightmare. But do any of us really think that we're going to get the better of Liverpool anyway? I mean, I don't. Maybe it's a negative attitude to have, but I just don't see us really having the ability to cut them open at the moment. Mark S comments, I love it when the Pig refers to himself as the third person. Yeah, I don't know why I've done that. I've always thought people who do that are absolute tits. You know, can you smell what The Rock is cooking and all that? I love The Rock, but I'm just saying, if you talk like that yourself, but for some reason, I do. I do that on these videos. I don't know. Thanks for calling me out on that one there, Mark. Anyway, Mr. Bobo Django comments, still Ollie out, Jammy wins. Obviously not a fan of Ollie's tactics and style of football that's going on at the moment. Remember, it's a rebuilding process. Remember, the squad is really lacking, especially in midfield. We've got injury problems at the moment. You've got to remember these things. We're desperate for signings. Let's get some signings through the door and then judge in between now and the end of the season. That's what I would say, because we just haven't had the squad. Pablo Jones says, you're the best United streamer, mate. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Pablo. Really appreciate that. The Saint getting crazy with the emojis on there. We've now got a new Phil Jones emoji and a bacon emoji and the pig and hen emoji, which, by the way, tomorrow the Pig and the Hen show will be back in your lives. There was no show today. Henry had a work commitment, but tomorrow we will be bringing the show back. So just a rescheduled time this week, Thursday lunchtime. That's when the show will be, around about 1 p.m. UK time. So keep a lookout for that. Please do join us tomorrow and let your thoughts be known. Right, lads and lasses, we've just hit half an hour on the live show tonight, on the post-match reaction. Just get your final thoughts in and I'll read a couple out, but we're going to wrap this video up soon. But I just want to say, United have done the business. We're through the next round. Watford coming up in the FA Cup 4th round. Come on, my son! Get in there! Have some of that, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Finally got the better of Wolverhampton Wanderers there. Oh, thorn in our bloody side. But really happy, and Juan Mata obviously got the winner. Really cool and fantastic to see Juan Mata playing some better stuff recently and coming back into his own. And also Brandon Williams is just an absolute revelation. Those are my talking points of the evening. So thanks for getting in here. Couple of things to say at the end here. Anthony Hamilton predicts, I think we are going to win against Liverpool. I hope so. It'll be fantastic to beat them and end their streak, which stretches back 38 games unbeaten into last season. And it's just difficult to take any sort of points off them at the moment. Even when they're not playing well, they're doing good stuff. Sheila Boy comments, I'm late, sad faces. Oh, well, better late than never. That's what I always say, Sheila Boy. Thank you for stopping by on here. Shout out to you. Hope you are well. Pepper Red says, Watford don't want to be in it, so looks like you'll progress. Yep, hopefully we can progress. I mean, that's the thing. Ollie's got us in the League Cup at the moment still, semi-final stage. We're down 3-1 against City. It's unlikely that we'll progress, but I don't think we should be expected to progress against this City side right now. But we are still in it. We're in the FA Cup 4th round. We've got an opportunity to go on and do something in that cup. We're 5th in the league. You know, we could challenge for top 4 if we make some good signings. So there's still something to look forward to this season. It's not exactly a complete write-off, but, you know, we've got a lot of work to do. The squad is definitely nowhere near that. You can see that with the performance tonight. Yeah, we won tonight, but the actual creation in midfield, the actual stability in midfield, the midfield's the problem. We're lacking really big time in a creative spark of a midfielder. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up now, but thank you so much for tuning into the live post-match show tonight. Smash a cheeky little like on it for the Pig here. Stephen Barrow says, keep up the good work, mate. Another win. Who'd have thought it? Bring on Liverpool, yeah. Nice one, Stephen. Come on, get in there. Right, we're going to wrap this one up, but I'll do a few shout-outs at the end here. Pablo Jones, Mark Sin, the Primot, Stephen Barrow, the Saint, JP, Pepper Red, Matt Rush, have I already said that? Who else is there that I'm missing? Sheila Boy, Anthony Hamilton, I think I'm just repeating myself now, but all of you legends, thanks so much for tuning into the post-match reaction show. United beat Wolves 1-0 in the FA Cup third round replay at Old Trafford. Juan Mata with the decisive goal. Get in there, you little Spanish magician. Have some of that. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for the Pig and the Hen show, which, as I say, will be live on the channel around about lunchtime. Special shout out to these channel members going ham at the end here, no pun intended. Ted Zavella, JP, Matt Rush, The Saint, rocking those Phil Jones emojis with pride. Stefan Harringtonio, Mikey, have a bloody good one. The Music Fiend, Matt Rush, everybody else, thanks for stopping by on the channel. Anyway, you have yourselves a good evening. Made a little bit better by the fact that United are through, and we did win, and Juan Mata did score a lovely goal. So get in there. Get in there, my son. Wasn't the most entertaining of games, but we've navigated through to the next round. Anyway, lads and lasses, I'll see you very, very, very soon. Thanks for stopping by. Like, subscribe, comment, click that bell icon. Follow me on social media here if you're that way inclined. Please give this a share on social media as well. It definitely helped the pig out. And also come back in a few minutes if I've not responded to you in the comments. Even if I have responded to you in the comments, come back and comment again in the not live comments and help a brother out. I'll see you soon anyway. Come on, United, get in there. Take it easy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got the win. Anyway, that's another win in the row. Beat Norwich the other day, beat Wolves here, through the next round. I mean, it's not amazing stuff, is it? It was a bit of a dreary game, but we got the win. Anyway, I want to just give a shout out at the end here to all the star patrons who support this channel on Patreon. Thanks so much for getting in here. Also, the channel members, the people who support the channel at Tier 2 also do appear in this list also, which is only Gungshi at the moment. But shout out to Alex Rudd, shout out to Alex Rincon, E. Kalul, Matt Norton, Lucinda Green, Robbo, Liam White, Gungshi I've already shouted out, but shout out to Gungers once again. We've definitely missed Gungshi on the live stream tonight. Hope he's good. Jarvis Cocker, Pete Miller, Wallace Montcroy Stewart and Marshall Graller. And a few shout outs at the end here. MT, Mark Sin, and anybody else who I've not mentioned. You know, thanks so much for getting in here and watching the videos tonight. Get in there. I'll see you tomorrow for the Pig and the Hen show around about lunchtime. Have a nice evening. Sweet dreams.